Welcome to StarWatch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. The truth you're about to hear will shake your heart. A beloved actor admired across Asia, gone too soon. For months, fans searched for answers. Rumors, whispers, lies. But today, the silence finally breaks. The real story behind Yu Menglong's mysterious death has come to light, and it's more shocking, more heartbreaking, and more inspiring than anyone could have imagined. Stay with us, because what we uncover today may change the way you see fame, friendship, and truth forever. Yu Menglong was not a man built for the noise of fame. Behind the lights and the roaring applause lived a soul that found beauty in stillness. Those who worked with him often said that he carried calm wherever he went, that he listened more than he spoke, and when he smiled, it was not for the cameras but for people. He was known for arriving early on set, greeting technicians by name, and staying behind after filming to thank everyone personally. While most actors chased recognition, he seemed to chase meaning. His quiet kindness became his signature, a rare contrast to an industry often driven by competition and pride. As his career began to soar, he remained grounded. He preferred simple food, public transport, and evenings spent practicing lines rather than attending glamorous events. When reporters asked about his growing fame, he once replied that popularity was temporary, but dignity was not. It was that belief which set him apart. Even at the height of his success, he often turned down roles that clashed with his values, refusing to play characters that glorified violence or greed. To his fans, he represented honesty in a world that often blurred truth and illusion. But success, especially when achieved with integrity, attracts both admiration and envy. Those who could not control him began to see his independence as defiance. Offers that once came with warmth started to arrive with conditions. Behind closed doors, people whispered that Yu was too principled for his own good. Yet he continued to smile, unaware that his refusal to compromise had quietly made him a threat to those who valued profit over principle. What few realized was that the same smile that lit up screens also shielded a man carrying the weight of constant scrutiny. He bore the pressure silently, never letting others see the toll that fame took on his spirit. To many, Yu Menglong was a rising star. To those who truly knew him, he was a gentle fighter trying to preserve his soul in an industry that demanded everything. His story began not with scandal or ambition, but with a simple desire to remain kind, no matter how unkind the world became. That was the man behind the smile. In the weeks before his death, something within Yu Menglong began to change, though few could see it clearly at the time. To the public, he appeared calm and composed as always, smiling gently during interviews and performing with his usual quiet charm. Yet beneath that serenity, a storm was gathering. His closest friends later recalled subtle signs that now feel hauntingly clear. His pauses before speaking, his distracted gaze, the way he seemed to look over his shoulder more often than before. There was a heaviness in his eyes, as though he were carrying a truth too dangerous to be spoken aloud. Those who knew him best noticed his growing distance. He stopped attending gatherings, answering calls less frequently, and his once lively messages turned into short replies filled with uncertainty. Lu Yuning remembered receiving a cryptic text that said, "If anything happens, don't lose your faith." At the time, it seemed like a poetic remark from a friend who loved deep reflections. Only later would it feel like a farewell disguised as wisdom. Song Zuer, too, sensed a quiet fear in his voice during their last conversation. He told her to take care of herself and to be careful with the people around her. When she asked what he meant, he only smiled and said, "You'll understand one day." Behind the curtain of fame, Yu was trapped in a web of pressure and suspicion. Whispers spread that he had discovered something unsettling, information that connected powerful figures within the entertainment world to corruption and manipulation. He had begun to gather evidence, unsure whom to trust, yet determined to do what was right. But the closer he came to the truth, the more isolated he became. Those who once called him a friend turned silent, as if afraid of being seen beside him. It is said that before a storm, the world grows eerily quiet. For Yu Menglong, that silence was deafening. He carried on performing, smiling for cameras. Yet behind the scenes he was a man standing alone at the edge of something vast and dark. His last days were filled with contradictions. Warmth in his gestures, fear in his eyes, courage in his heart. No one could have known that the quiet surrounding him was not peace, but the heavy calm that comes before everything breaks. The truth, when it finally surfaced, tore through the world of entertainment like a storm breaking the night. For months, Yu Menglong's death had been wrapped in the comforting lie of tragedy. A sudden medical accident, a cruel twist of fate. Yet the pieces never fit. There were too many silences, too many missing pages in the story. When investigators began quietly retracing his final days, they uncovered a pattern too precise to be coincidence. Messages deleted, calls unreturned, security footage conveniently lost. And then, a single discovery changed everything. His death had not been an accident. It had been arranged, planned, executed with chilling precision by someone he had trusted. When the truth reached the public, disbelief was immediate. The man behind the betrayal was not a stranger lurking in the shadows, but someone who had once stood beside him, smiling in photographs, speaking his name with affection. The revelation shattered the illusion of friendship that had once surrounded Yu's life. Lu Yuning, upon hearing the news, broke down mid-interview, his voice trembling as he said, "We never imagined the hand that helped him would be the same hand that destroyed him." Song Zuer, too, wept openly, unable to reconcile the warmth of memory with the coldness of betrayal. The investigation revealed that the mastermind had connections to a major entertainment agency, one known for shaping stars and silencing stories. Yu's independence had made him a liability. He had begun to question where the money came from, why certain names appeared in company ledgers that should never have been there. When he refused to stay quiet, the walls began to close in. But the revelation was not only about guilt, it was about what it revealed of Yu's courage. In choosing to stand by his principles, he unknowingly walked into danger. The very purity that made him loved also made him vulnerable. He believed that truth could protect him, that good intentions could withstand corruption. He was wrong, but he was also right in a deeper way because even in death, the truth he carried refused to die. The moment his story was exposed, it ignited a collective awakening. What began as grief became fury, and what began as betrayal became a testament to the enduring power of integrity. Investigators uncovered links between the suspect and a powerful management company controlling multiple top stars. The motive? Jealousy, greed, and the fear of exposure. Yu Menglong had discovered documents showing corruption and money laundering within major entertainment networks, and he planned to reveal them. That decision made him a target. Yet, even in death, he became a symbol, a reminder that truth has a price, but silence costs even more. The public's reaction was overwhelming. Fans from Seoul to Paris, from Bangkok to Los Angeles, gathered for candlelight vigils. Thousands held candles, sang his favorite songs, and promised that his name would never fade. Online, the hashtag Justice for Yu Menglong climbed back to the top of global trends. What began as grief has transformed into a movement, a cry for transparency, for decency, for courage in an industry built on illusions. Today, Yu Menglong's story is no longer just about loss. It's about awakening. He showed the world that even in silence, one voice can shake empires. He reminded us that kindness isn't weakness, and truth can outlive even those who are gone. As Lu Yuning said, "We will protect his name until the truth stands tall," and millions echo that vow. If the story touched your heart, share it. Let his legacy reach even further. Justice begins with awareness, and your voice can keep his memory alive. Thank you for watching StarWatch Now, where truth and compassion meet. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us as we continue to uncover the untold stories behind the stars we love. Together, let's keep the light shining. Glowing star.